Good evening, and it is a good evening. Steve the Baxman Baxley here, and I welcome you to this edition of the fun and the love of sports. This is Steve's Sporty Balls, and before I begin, I want to thank all of you for everything. Um, I had a little situation earlier today, um, and I, I just want to say, if it wasn't for the folks at Segway here in Jackson, Michigan, they're sort of an offshoot of Lifeways. I don't think I'd be here, but I'm here and I'm okay. I just gotta do some massive changes. It was scary when I went in for my appointment with my therapist, and they do this pre check. You know, they do the um, pulse on your finger with that little thing, usually measures oxygen levels, and they do a blood pressure check, a heart rate check, the blood pressure check, and the weight check. Well, something happened to their machine and their stethoscope because my heart rate was at 34. That was very low. So they had me go to the emergency room, and I'm glad Debbie went with me, Debbie Humphrey, my friend. Um, she kept me calm, and I thank her a lot. We stayed there till about 5 o'clock. They took a lot of blood out of me and gave me if you can see that, I don't know if you can or not, but right there, the little, they took some blood out of me, and it was scary. Took a little bit of a nap, and they said, "You're okay. Your blood pressure and heart rate are back to normal. Your EKG is normal, but they want me to see my cardiologist, my cardiologist Hussein Othman, as soon as possible for a visit. Not only that, they want me to schedule an appointment with Muhammad Abdullah as soon as possible for a visit." Just to give you what my blood pressure was, it was 118 over 71. The pulse was 58. Respiration was 18. Oxygen saturation was at 100%. Now, I got to read something to you, and it's under the attached information. What I had was a non-specific chest pain. Chest pains can be caused by many different conditions. Some causes of chest pain can be life-threatening. These will require treatment right away. We all know what some of those are. Thank you, boys. Can we sort of move you down a little bit, Chair? Ooh, hey there. We all know what that some of the serious causes of chest pain are: heart attack, a tear in the body's main blood vessel, redness and swelling, inflammation around your heart, blood clot in your lungs. Other causes of chest pain may not be so serious. These include heartburn, anxiety or stress, damage to bones or muscles in your chest, lung infections. Chest pains can feel like pain or discomfort in your chest, crushing, pressure, aching, or squeezing pain, Burning or tingling, dull or sharp pain that is worse when you move, cough, or take a deep breath. Pain or discomfort that is also felt in your back, neck, jaw, shoulder, or arm, or pain that spreads to any of these areas. Then it says, it's important to know whether your pain is caused by something that is serious or something that is not so serious, so it is important to see your doctor right away if you have chest pains. It also says follow these instructions at home. For medicines, take over-the-counter prescription medicines only as told by your doctor. If you're prescribed an antibiotic medicine, take it as told by your doctor. Do not stop taking the antibiotic even if you start to feel better. Lifestyle. Rest as told by your doctor. Do not use any products that contain nicotine or tobacco. I do not smoke. Do not drink alcohol. Seldom I ever do. Make lifestyle changes as told by your doctor. These may include getting regular exercise, ask your doctor what activities are safe for you, eating a heart-healthy diet. A diet and nutrition specialist or dietitian can help you learn healthy eating options, staying at a healthy weight, treating diabetes or high blood pressure if needed, lowering your stress. Activities such as yoga and relaxation techniques can help. I, of course, go to J-Town. Contact the doctor if you have a fever, you feel depressed, or your chest pain does not go away. Get help right away if your chest pain is worse, you have a cough that gets worse, or you cough up blood, you have very bad, severe pain in your belly, you pass out or faint. You have either of these for no clear reason. Sudden chest discomfort, sudden discomfort in your arms, back, neck, or jaw. You have shortness of breath at any time. You suddenly start to sweat or your skin gets clammy. You feel sick to your stomach. You throw up. You suddenly feel lightheaded or dizzy. You feel very weak or tired. Your heart starts to beat fast or it feels like it is skipping beats. So there you go. Just some of the things from that. And we left at around 5:30. Went over to get a little something to eat. And we had to go back because my friend Debbie was in the midst of a serious migraine. So we went back, and from 6:30 to about 9, we stayed at the emergency room. She got a migraine IV cocktail, and she slept pretty good, and she was okay to go. So I dropped her off over at my cousin-in-law Bruce's home. And tomorrow I'm going to church, and I'm going to go near the altar. I'm going to go and pray among the altar and thank God for helping my friend. Anyway, a lot happened, and I'm just glad I'm here. So let us get into it. By the way, this is light tea, light Arnold Palmer. And then I'm going to be doing some other things as well. Tomorrow I gotta take Deborah to a orientation at McDonald's. I shall do so. Then I gotta go to then we gotta go to pick up Chrissy and company and go to Lifeways for stress-free Wednesday. Wellness Wednesday to be exact. And then I'm dropping those three off to their home, and I am going to then take my friend to her place of work, and then it is off to church. And I wish everybody luck because, as I said, I'm going to be thanking God. I will be praying at the altar, and it's something I've not done yet, but now it is going to be off the list. I have a few other things that I'll be doing this weekend. Laundry, or this week. Thursday, I have to. No, Wednesday I go to State Farm. I got to pay my insurance and talk to those folks. I've got to do some other little fun fiestas, including taking my friend to Social Security. I got to go to DHS. Thursday, I go to J-Town for the whole day. And I'm going to start going to J-Town Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Because I need to. For reasons of my health. I've also got to pay my insurance on the car. I've got to pay some money on the internet, and I got to pay my rent. So there you go. The best way to start the last 2 weeks of this, or actually the last week of this very leap year month. So there you got it right there. My day, my week in a nutshell. I'm going to be a lot busy. But I'm going to take care of myself more and more. So if anyone wants to say hi to me, if you're on Wildwood Avenue, say hi from at my little place I go to for my mental health. That is J-Town, where we do some work. We chat amongst the people, and sometimes we take long walks. But it's a safe place where you can just chill out and just be with people that are of the same reasoning, I guess you can say. We all need a place like J-Town to go and chill out and just relax. I get to wash dishes. Some get to cook. And some get to clean, etc. We volunteer to do a lot of good stuff. And it is fantastic. It's a fantastic place. It's a nice, relaxing place. And you got no problems. Problems are never at your doorstep, and they never will be. So there we go. Okay. Enough about that. Let's get on to why you're here. And that is a look at sports. That's right. And we are talking the combine. The NFL combine is just days, moments ticking. The clock is. The 2024 NFL Combine is getting near in draft season. That means draft season is here. It is time for the first top 25 of the draft season. There are a few surprising names ranked highly and a few consensus top prospects further down. So let's get to it. Here are the top 25 to look for as the combine begins. And they are. Caleb Williams, quarterback for USC. 2023 wasn't as good as 2022, and he'd even admit that. But his natural spatial awareness is on another level. He is good. But he's not the only one that's good. Drake May, number 2, North Carolina quarterback. He plays with zero fear. He's unafraid to make any throw to any position on the field against any coverage. And right when he lulls you to sleep with majestic throws, he'll hit you with a 30-yard scramble. Number 3, wide receiver Malik Neighbors. Now, Neighbors has everything you want in a modern-day receiver, except LSU didn't ask him to run many routes. He didn't need to. He emulates explosiveness. He's as scary as a receiver prospect gets after the catch, and he seemingly always finds the football in traffic. And if his name sounds a little familiar, he will soon be Mr. Kate Abdu from CBS Sports soccer coverage, I do believe. I may be wrong, and if I am, I do apologize, but hey, it's got good taste. Number 4, Marvin Harrison, wide receiver, Ohio State. He's as ready to go as you're going to get at the receiver position. He's the light version of Julio Jones. Intimidating size burst is good. He flies when he's in top gear and catches the ball like he has magnets in his hands. Other targets for everyone to look at during the combine: Jaden Daniels, quarterback of LSU. Leatu Latu, edge from UCLA. Terrion Arnold, the cornerback from Alabama, with a banjo on his knee. Chop Robinson from Penn State, the edge. Olu Fashinau, offensive tackle, Penn State. Byron Murphy, defensive tackle, Texas, at number 10. Number 11, Talis Fuagawa, yeah. Offensive tackle, Oregon State. Number 12, Quinion Mitchell, cornerback, Toledo. 13th, Dallas Turner, the edge of Alabama. 14th, quarterback, J.J. McCarthy of Michigan. You don't need to say anything more about him except he is a beast when it comes to being a quarterback. Just when you thought you got him figured out, he tricks you again. 15th, J.C. Latham, the offensive tackle, Alabama. 16th, Spencer Rattler, quarterback of South Carolina. Not perfect, but he'll get you there. Cool. Here's a name. It's a funny name, but it's a real name. Kool-Aid McKinstry, cornerback, Alabama. As cool as the other side of the pillow. We'll leave it there. Bo Nix, 18, quarterback of Oregon. That's not his age. That's the number that he's placed in. Number 19, Brock Bowers, tight end of Georgia. 20, Braylon Trice, the edge from Washington. 21, Amarius Mims, offensive tackle, Georgia. 22nd, Jerzon Newton, defensive tackle, Illinois. 23, Nate DeWeekins, cornerback, Clemson. 24th, Ennis Rakestraw of Missouri, the cornerback. And finally, Javon Baker, the wide receiver from Central Illinois. These are the ones to watch when the combine begins sometime this week. Ooh. Okay, and let's give you an update on what truly continues to be a very big story. We're updating you on a story that we were at liberty to do, but we're sort of continuing to find our feet here, folks. So forgive us. 2 men have been charged with murder after a deadly shooting near the Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl parade last week, the Associated Press reported Tuesday. One person died and 22 others were injured during the shooting. Both adults face second-degree murder charges per the AP and have since been hospitalized. Jackson County Prosecutor Jean Peters Baker said Tuesday, 3 people, including 2 juveniles, were originally detained last week, and firearms were recovered during the mayhem. Police said on Friday authorities announced that the 2 juveniles have been charged with crimes connected to the shooting. The juveniles are detained in Jackson County's Juvie Detention Center, quote, on gun-related and resisting arrest charges, end quote. Per a news release from the J.C. Family Court, Kansas City Police Chief Stacy Graves said the 22 people injured in the shooting ranged between the ages of 8 and 47 years old, half of whom were under the age of 16. A mother of 2 was also killed. Shots were fired west of Union Station near the garage. One of those that were killed was a very famous, popular radio personality from Kansas City. Kansas City Police Chief, I've already said that. Jackson County Family Court had anticipated that additional charges would be filed in the future as the investigation by the Kansas City Police Department continues. Following an investigation of the shooting, Graves said the incident, quote, appeared to be a dispute between several people that ended in gunfire, end quote. That from NFL Media. The person who was killed was Lisa Lopez Galvan, a mom and prominent Kansas City radio disc jockey. 8 victims had immediate life-threatening injuries, 7 had life-threatening injuries, and 6 had minor injuries. Kansas City Fire Department Chief Russ Grunzian said. Officials at Children's Mercy Hospital said 12 children were being treated at the hospital. 9 of them had gunshot wounds. None were in critical condition, and all were expected to recover. According to KSHB 41 News, all patients were discharged from the hospital as of Saturday morning. As soon as the rally concluded, shots were fired at the west side of Union Station. Officers immediately responded and worked to clear the station itself. Kansas City Police Department released a statement on the situation, this via CBS News. Quote, at the conclusion of the rally, there were shots fired west of Union Station near the garage, and several people were struck. There have been 2 armed people detained for more investigation. We need people to exit the area as quickly and safely as possible and avoid the parking garage in order to facilitate treatment of shooting victims. Many of you have footage of many officers securing Union Station. They are working to provide for the safety of everyone inside Union Station and expedite care of those injured. Police said that, end quote. Police said that multiple people were needing reunification, and they set up child reunification stations. They asked any witnesses of the shooting to go to the southwest corner of Pershing and May. This continues to be a developing story, and of course, we will follow it as well here on Steve's Sporty Balls. Okay, in college football, we got some college football stories. Alabama coach Kalen DeBoer has hired Nick Sheridan to serve as offensive coordinator and Jamarcus Shepard as assistant head coach and offensive coordinator. The school announced on Tuesday both worked under DeBoer at Washington, helping the Huskies field one of the nation's most prolific offenses over the past 2 seasons. Sheridan and Shepard were long expected to follow DeBoer to Alabama. However, their exact roles on staff became a point of uncertainty following Washington offensive coordinator Ryan Grubb's decision to accept the offensive coordinator position with the Seattle Seahawks. Grubb's move to the NFL left DeBoer in need of an offensive coordinator for his first Crimson Tide staff. And speaking of which, let's give you some big news. The college football playoff folks, I hit the button, nothing happens. Thank you. Slow news day. The inaugural 12-team college football playoff will feature 5 automatic bids and 7 at-large bids after the CFP Board of Managers voted unanimously on Tuesday to tweak the access formula for the expanding postseason tournament. The move will grant guaranteed access to the sport's top 5 conferences, or conference champions. Let's try that again. The move will grant guaranteed access to the sport's top 5 conference champions as college football moves into a new era following the splintering of the Pac-12. The format will stay in place at least over the course of the next 2 seasons as the CFP negotiates a new television contract for 2026 and beyond. Previously, the format was set to be 6 and 6, with the top 6 conference champions gaining guaranteed access. But when the Pac-12 imploded last year, while essentially leaving college football with just 4 power conferences, the CFP leaders returned to the drawing board. The management committee approved the 5 and 7 model in November, putting the final decision in the hands of the Board of Managers, which is meeting this week in Texas. A 5 and 7 format still leaves the door open for a non-power conference team to make the CFP on an annual basis as sports transitions to a de facto Power 4 comprised of the ACC, Big 12, Big 10, and SEC. Now, had the CFP opted to keep the 6 and 6 model, it assured 2 bids to teams from outside the Power Conference structure. Now, you're all thinking, what about the TV deal that was signed? There was no TV deal signed. We were all fooled. Reason? They were still negotiating it. The 5 and 7 format could wind up being only a stopgap solution anyway, as the CFP negotiates a new media rights agreement that will take effect once its current deal with ESPN expires after the 2025 season. While it's been reported that the CFP and ESPN did agree to a 6-year contract extension worth a total of $7.8 billion, CFP Management Committee member John Steinbrecher disputed that in a recent memo. As the Big Ten and SEC continue to amass power in the collegiate sport landscape, it is expected that the respective commissioners will push for favorable terms in future iterations of the CFP, both in terms of revenue and playoff access. A CFP compromise exclusively of at-large bids would likely benefit the more powerful leagues, who could then use their monopolization of bids to push for larger shares of the CFP revenue. So while the future of college football postseason has been decided for the next 2 years, its future remains a point of contention and much uncertainty. It is 3 minutes past 12, and we got no problems. Yeah, hootie. And I drink tea. Greetings. Okay. Let's see what we got. And let's see. Oh, yeah, let's talk NASCAR, shall we? Yes, we are going to talk NASCAR. And yesterday was Manic Monday. And for race fans, that meant a doubleheader of big-time action. That's right, folks. Double your pleasure, double your fun. It was super fun in Daytona, even after the setting sun. There you go. So, now, what does all this mean, anyway? Who won? I'll tell you who won. I think we did say who won. Let's see. Let me do a check here. Before we do that, let's bring you a little report on the radical realignment. That's right. MLB expansion rumors That's right. It's time now for that traditional love fest that we like to call baseball rumors. There hasn't been any realignment in Major League Baseball since 2013. That may be changing when the league eventually expands. Jeff Passan of ESPN said the MLB could consider radical realignment with either four 8-team divisions or eight 14 divisions if and or when the 32-team league becomes a reality. He noted the addition of two expansion teams is not imminent because there are a lot more pressing issues facing the MLB at the moment, but there could be a plan in place before Commissioner Rob Manfred has said he will leave his position in January of 2029. Manfred told reporters on February 8th he would like the process along and cities selected before his time as commissioner comes to an end. Now, according to Passan, Nashville and Salt Lake City are two cities that would be at the front of the line whenever MLB does eventually decide to make a move on expansion. The realignment occurred before the 2013 season when Houston Astros went from the National League Central to the AL West to give both leagues 15 teams each. The move was done because there was no need to have an even number of clubs in both leagues since MLB adopted year-round interleague play. While specifics about what a radical realignment might look like won't be known until it actually happens, Passan offers one example of a division with the New York Yankees, New York Mets, Boston Red Sox, and Toronto Blue Jays. Another potential option that Passan cited could involve maintaining the current two-league structure, but contracting the number of divisions from 3 to 2. It'd be interesting to see how the owners would vote on any potential realignment, particularly in both central divisions, which tend to be seen as lesser than East and West. The AL Central, especially, was widely mocked last season as the worst in Major League Baseball history. Now, it's not hard to imagine a scenario where owners from the other divisions want to take away that path to the playoffs for those clubs. So there's a lot to be offered, folks. Let's put it that way. A lot to be offered. Let's see here. We're trying to find some other news here. Okay. Let's see. The Detroit Lions have released safety Tracy Walker. And Live Golf and the world rankings remain a mess with no simple solution. There we go. Let's see. I'm trying to. Okay, let's go back over there. Yes. No one's in the chat room, even though we are live right now. So if anyone's there, hi, how are you? Greetings. And hello, Lugnet6. How you doing? There we go. Okay. What we got to do next? I'll tell you. We got to do the scoreboard. That's right, kiddies. We do the scoreboard. We'll talk NASCAR following. But right now, let's do the scoreboard. And let's give you the scores from Tuesday. There we go. Our scoreboard on Tuesday. Thank you very much. Grazie. 2 games on the men's. Thank you. We got 6 games on the college basketball for men. St. Mary leads San Fran by a score of 30-25 at the half. All the rest are finals. Let's go to it. Tennessee. Okay, let's start again. At the half, 18th ranked St. Mary's leads San Francisco by a score of 30-25. 5th ranked Tennessee leads Missouri 72-67. 5th ranked not leads, they win. Tennessee beats Missouri. 5th ranked Tennessee beats Missouri 72-67. Creighton upset number 1. 5th ranked Creighton upset number 1 UConn 85-66. 23rd ranked Texas Tech defeated TCU 82-81. Number 25 BYU come back from a hospital. You get 25th ranked BYU, a winner over 11th ranked Baylor 78-71. And Utah State over 17th ranked San Diego State 68-63. For the women, here are your scores. It was a short day for the ladies as well. Southern Indiana University beat Morehead State 72-64. 23rd ranked Oklahoma defeated Cincinnati 95-87. Wisconsin defeated Minnesota 67-56. Georgetown beat St. John's 51-43. In overtime, Memphis defeated Rice 79-74. Eastern Kentucky defeated Chicago State 85-63. Marquette over Seton Hall by a score of 68-62. And Nebraska defeated Northwestern 75-50. In the National Hockey League, 2 games still going on, both in, one in the third period and the other coming down to the end of the second period. We proceed. The Nashville Predators lead the Vegas Golden Knights, the Stanley Cup champions, defending 4-2. And with just less than a minute to play in the second, the LA Kings are leading the Columbus Blue Jackets 3-1. Final scores. Florida Panthers defeated in overtime the Ottawa Senators 3-2. New York Rangers over the Dallas Stars 3-1. Final in overtime, the Islanders over the Penguins 5-4. Capitals beat the Devils 6-2. Jets beat the Wild 6-3. And the Avalanche take care of the Canucks by a score of 3-1. And we're going to get some more hockey scores and more of the other scores as well. Just you watch. Hey, how to do, LDG? I'm feeling fine. I'm feeling a little frisky. I'm just enjoying myself tonight after literally what we've been through. Let's see. Yes, let's see what we got here. Okay, let's go D, and boom. All right, let's get you some other scores from around the universe of sports. I could say world of sports, but, well, you know. Okay. Third period, Nashville Predators lead the Vegas Golden Knights 4-2. Los Angeles Kings lead Columbus Blue Jackets 3-1. Let's get you to some other hockey action in the WHL of Canada. Spokane Chiefs beat the Wenatchee. There we go. Wenatchee Wild 6-4. And in the third period, Prince George Cougars lead the Seattle Thunderbirds 5-1. And let's see if anyone. Oh, there's one game in the AHL. They're in the third period. San Diego Gulls and the Bakersfield Condors are tied 3-3. And we just go like this and go like that. And let's go to a little more football. Let's go to soccer. And here we go. Boop. Here we go with the Premier League as Manchester City defeated Brentford Brentford 1-0. In the championships of England, it was Blackburn Rovers and Cardiff City. They ended up goose eggs. Ipswich Town defeated Rotherham United by a score of 4-3. West Bromwich Albion defeated Plymouth Argyle 3-0, and Hull City over Southampton 2-1. Ooh, yes, time. Liga MX Clausura, Pachuca over Puebla 4-1, and Necaxa over Guadalajara 1-0. In A-League action, Melbourne victory over Western United 2-1. That's right. And we go from there to basketball. We're going basketball. And we do so with zeal. Okay, we do so with zeal. And I think, yep, by Godfrey, we've done it. We've done basketball. Yep. There was no action in Canadian basketball or in Australian basketball. So that's it for that. Okay, we will have more scores for you in just a momentito. Right now, let's get you over to NASCAR. Hey, hey. There. Okay, let's get you updated on some other sports things. 81-year-old Alpha Anoa'i is a key figure in the Anoa'i wrestling dynasty and is the father of the late Yokozuna. Alpha's Wild Samoan tag team partner and brother Sika is the father of the late WWE star Rosie and current WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns. Alpha recently suffered 2 heart attacks, but has since thankfully returned home. However, it seems his time running the WXW promotion is at an end. Alpha's son, Alpha Jr., took to social media to explain that World Extreme Wrestling will be coming to an end on April 13th. The letter is a little bit long, so my apologies, but if you would like to read it, go to tgrwrestling.net. It is there. But in essence, it was more a love note to the fans to say thank them for everything. In essence. So there we go. There we are. Yes. What can we do? Let me just get a little drink here. Trying to find, if you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm trying to find a little NASCAR report, but since I can't find it, we might as well just get to our own here. I know we're nearing the 15-minute segue. I think we did the explanation. I don't know if there's going to be any rules, but okay. Hello, come on. Oh, let's see here. Okay. I hope it's not video. Yeah, it is. Um, NASCAR Senior Vice President of Competition, Elliot Sawyer, explained the late caution period. Uh, excuse, excuse me, I gotta bring this down here and go. Uh, NASCAR Daytona 500. Mm. Okay, here we go from the Associated Press. Here's something we haven't done any. NASCAR teams, thank you very much. We'll put the teleprompter right there. NASCAR teams have hired one of the country's top antitrust and sports lawyers to advise them in their ongoing dispute with the family owned stock car series over a new revenue sharing model. The decision to hire Jeffrey Kessler, partner and co executive chair of Winston and Strawn LLP, followed a Saturday meeting at Daytona International Speedway that included the majority owners from each of the 15 chartered teams in NASCAR. Although the teams invited NASCAR representatives to attend, none did. Kessler's hiring was revealed to the Associated Press on Sunday, the eve of the rain postponed Daytona 500, by the 5 members of the team ownership negotiating committee. It comes amid a breakdown in negotiations between the teams and NASCAR that led the 36 charter teams to decline last month to extend their exclusive negotiating window with the sanctioning body on the existing deal. Now, the current charter agreement expires at the end of this season, and 2 years of talks were stalled by NASCAR's ongoing negotiations on a new $7.7 billion television rights deal announced in early December. NASCAR's economic offer to the teams came shortly after, but with zero room for teams to counter. Curtis Polk, a part owner of 23XI Racing and a member of the team's negotiating committee, told the Associated Press, quote, "We want to make a deal. We're just looking for a fair deal. There is no give and take. We've been told this is all there is. There is no flexibility." That's not a negotiation. The Kessler has only been retained so far to help advise the teams in negotiations. Kessler most recently successfully represented Division college football and basketball players in a landmark antitrust case that led to financial stipends for athletes. He also led the U.S. women's national soccer team in its successful fight for equal pay, as well as litigations for current free agency rules in the NBA and the NFL. Now, the issues between NASCAR and the race teams are far beyond revenue and charters, which are essentially a version of the franchise model used in nearly all professional sports. The teams have asked for the charters to become permanent, which NASCAR has not even considered. But after a Saturday meeting that included Rick Hendrick, NASCAR's winningest owner, who is launching his 40th anniversary season, Roger Penske, Joe Gibbs, and Michael Jordan, among others, it became clear that having a franchise to leave as part of their legacy remains one of the more pressing topics. The negotiating team said it couldn't even come close to resolution in which charters would last 7 years but could be revocable by NASCAR based on failing to meet competitive standards. NASCAR has apparently stopped negotiating with the committee and is instead trying to speak to teams individually. So we'll just see where this comes out. Okay. The International Olympic Committee, before we go to our Hollywood reports, the IOC will not change its rules on age limits to let boxing great Manny Pacquiao compete at the Paris Games. Pacquiao, who retired in 2021, wanted to box at age 45 in the Olympic tournament in Paris, where medal bouts would be held in the Roland Garros tennis complex. But the IOC said Sunday it wrote to Olympic officials in the Philippines explaining the age limit for boxers of 40 will be upheld. The IOC now oversees Olympic boxing after de-recognizing the International Boxing Association governing body. Ooh, that would have been nice. Would have gotten Floyd Money Mayweather out, maybe. Who knows? Alrighty. From Yahoo Sports, NASCAR's rain delayed Daytona weekend was an expensive and crash-filled mess. According to NASCAR's box score data, at least 80 of the 114 cars in the Daytona 500 second tier Xfinity Series race and third tier Truck Series, as well as the big one, NASCAR Cup Series, were involved in a crash during their respective races, and in reality, that number is closer to 85. A handful of cars were involved in what was listed as a two-car crash at the start of the final lap of the Daytona 500, and numerous cars were involved in a last lap crash during the Xfinity Series race that didn't even bring out a caution. The number skyrockets even further if you want to add cars from the fourth tier ARCA Series race to the weekend crash total. Now, the official box score data isn't posted to Racing Reference, but the 80-lap race featured 9 cautions. It would take far less time to figure out which cars were in wrecks than listing those that were. It's extremely fair to estimate that at least 30% of the drivers who participated in the 4 races across the Daytona weekend weren't involved in a crash, and it's a group that doesn't include the race winners either, including Daytona 500 winner William Byron. All 4 drivers who visited Victory Lane played at least a small part in the crash over the course of their victories and races. Is NASCAR going to do something to rectify the situation? I doubt it. Each iteration of drafting rules has come with its own set of challenges and scary crashes. Fans were injured when Carl Edwards went flying into the Talladega fence in 2009, and when Kyle Larson's Xfinity Series car flew into the Daytona fence in 2013 so violently that its engine was ripped from the chassis at the end of the 2020 Daytona 500. Ryan Newman was hospitalized for days after his car flipped upside down and was T-boned by another car at full speed. Now, with cars unable to pull away from each other thanks to choke-down engines and aerodynamic rules to increase drag, elements of the tandem draft are once again playing a prominent role in NASCAR and leading to the wreckage fans saw this past weekend at Daytona. Drivers know the quickest way to make a pass is to slam into the back bumper of the car ahead and push it forward. Is NASCAR going to try to prevent anything like this? Doubt it. But we're going to have to find out just to see what happens. Alrighty. It is time for our first ever Raw recap. That's right. It's time. Yes, it is. It's time for, hey, we talk wrestling. Let's give you the Raw recap. It's a Monday night, or actually Tuesday morning. We give you the Raw recap. Bum, bum, bum. Do we have the Raw recap, people? Raw recap. Come on, boys. Give up some Raw recappers. Anything will do. Oh, and we'll just do it like this. Oop. There we go. All right, let's give you the. Oh, that. Oh, excuse me. We don't do NXT. Sorry. Yes. Let's see. Do we have a Raw recap? I know this is Tuesday, but we gotta have a Raw recap because we missed doing that on Monday. We'll do NXT as well. But right now, let's do WWE. And we'll give you some more news about them coming up. It's a light. Um, do we have a Raw update report? Something? Once again, uh, there we are. Okay, let's give you the results. We don't go for the BS, but we go for the matches. Let the BS speak for themselves. Our first match was Drew McIntyre versus Cody Rhodes. Drew McIntyre won that with a little help from Jimmy Uso. And McIntyre connected with the Claymore kick for the win. Last Chance Battle Royal, winner is the first entrance in the Women's Elimination Chamber match. And eliminated, they were Maxine Dupree, Valhalla, and Zia Lee. Isla Dawn, Tegan Knox, Zelina Vega, and Elektra Lopez, Candice LeRae, and Indy Hartwell. Katana Chance, Alba Fry, and Natalia, Ivy Nile, Mikan, Shayna Baszler, Zoe Stark, Chelsea Green. The winner was Raul Rodriguez. The Judgment Day took on The Awful Truth and DIY. And the winner of that was the Judgment Day. Ouch. Women's Elimination Chamber competitors meet in the ring to talk, gab, and just blow their wad. Excuse the expression. Chad Gable with Alpha Academy versus Ivar. And the winner of that was Chad Gable. Gunther. Now, this was for the Intercontinental Championship. Gunther versus Jey Uso. And the winner of that was Gunther with a little help from Jimmy Uso. Oh, yeah. Jimmy delivers a super kick to Jey and tells Jey no matter how big he gets, he's always the big brother. Jimmy then ascends to the top and delivers the Uso splash to Jey. He holds up the one sign as Raw goes off the air. And there you go with that. Now, let's get to the latest on the big scandal. We got about 3 minutes, and then we'll say our au revoirs. Last several years have seen various allegations against Vince McMahon and WWE come to light, with the former CEO accused of a wide range of sexual misconduct. Last month, former WWE employee Janelle Grant filed a civil lawsuit against the company, McMahon, and former executive John Laurinaitis that featured allegations of sex trafficking, rape. According to former WWE performer Paul Roma, while speaking to News Nation, there are even more insidious stories that haven't been told publicly. He declined to go into specifics on one specific story that Roma agreed was even worse than the Grant allegations, but stated that he and fellow WWE alum Mario Mancini had recently spoke about the matter. Both men were surprised the story hasn't been made public yet, but also understood why someone might be reluctant to dredge up old wounds on such an open stage. Additionally, when asked if the allegations against McMahon recently sounded like the version of McMahon that he knew, Roma confirmed that it was. In addition to allegations involving McMahon, Roma stated that other WWE executives leveraged the careers of performers in exchange for sex. If Roma's allegations are true, it's a pattern of behavior that is also reflected in Grant's lawsuit. The former WWE star recalled some former professional wrestlers who quit the business rather than give in to the demands of company executives. So this thing is getting more and more and more dirtier by the minute, by the day. What shoe is going to follow next? We just have to wait and see. And folks, we had no time for the entertainment report because we are out of time, and we want to thank you for joining us tonight on our usual little shows. Thank you all for your prayers and the love, health-wise. And we'll be back tomorrow with more of this insanity as well. Get you some entertainment news also. Thanks everybody for watching. Good night. God bless and be kind, everybody. We need some kindness in this world. We need some positivity. Thank you, everybody. This has been a presentation of Mystifying Creativity Productions in association with the L2C Media Network. See you tomorrow night, everybody, 11:35. Remember, we're on 7 nights a week at 11:35 p.m. Eastern. Good night.